The Titanic, a marvel of engineering, met its tragic fate on that fateful night in 1912. But did it really sink as we've been told? Some conspiracy theories suggest it was a deliberate act, a switch with its sister ship, the Olympic, to cover up financial troubles. Others point to the mysterious absence of lifeboats and the chilling accounts of those who survived. Why were only 705 of the 2,224 passengers rescued? As we peel back the layers of history, we uncover not just a disaster, but a web of intrigue that challenges everything we thought we knew about that icy plunge into the Atlantic. The RMS Titanic, a true marvel of engineering, was the largest passenger liner in the world when it set sail. On its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York, it carried over 2,200 souls, wealthy elites enjoying unparalleled luxury alongside hopeful immigrants chasing dreams of a new life. Imagine the opulence, grand dining halls, lavish staterooms, and even a swimming pool. But beneath its grandeur lay a tragic fate. Just 4 days in, it struck an iceberg, reminding us that even the mightiest can fall. The Titanic was not just a ship. It was a symbol of ambition, innovation, and the fragility of human endeavor.
As I stand here, I can't help but think about the Titanic, a marvel of engineering and luxury. Imagine the excitement as passengers boarded, dreaming of a new life across the ocean. But in the dead of night on April 14th, 1912, that dream turned into a nightmare. Striking an iceberg, the unsinkable ship sank in less than 3 hours. Over 1,600 lives were lost, leaving only 705 survivors clinging to hope in the icy waters. This tragedy serves as a haunting reminder of human ambition and the unpredictable power of nature.
As we watch the Titanic break apart, it's easy to think we know the whole story. But what if there's more beneath the surface? Some believe the official narrative is just a facade, hiding a web of secrets and conspiracies. Was it really just an iceberg, or were there darker forces at play? Eyewitness accounts suggest unusual activity on board, and whispers of insurance fraud linger. Could this tragedy be a smokescreen for something far more sinister? The truth may be lost in the depths, but the questions remain. What really happened that fateful night?
Imagine this. The Titanic we all know and mourn might not have been the ship that sank at all. Some believe it was actually the RMS Olympic, its nearly identical sister ship. The theory suggests that after a series of accidents, the Olympic was disguised as the Titanic to claim insurance money. Think about it, 2 ships so alike, it would be easy to pull off. This conspiracy has fueled countless debates, with supporters pointing to discrepancies in the ship's design and survivor testimonies. Could it be that the Titanic myth is just a cover-up for a much darker truth? Look at these 2 majestic ships, Titanic and Olympic, side by side. At first glance, they seem nearly identical, but their stories diverge dramatically. The White Star Line faced severe financial strain, especially after Olympic's series of costly accidents. Each mishap turned the once proud vessel into a financial burden. Some speculate that the company might have orchestrated a swap, disguising Titanic's tragic sinking as an accident to cash in on insurance claims. It's a chilling thought. Was this a calculated move to save a sinking empire? The truth may be lost to history, but the intrigue remains.
Imagine a world where the Olympic, heavily damaged from its collision with the HMS Hawk, was secretly disguised as the Titanic. Some believe this was a desperate move by the White Star Line to salvage their reputation and finances. The Olympic, with its hull patched up, could have been sent to the depths, while the real Titanic continued to sail unscathed. This audacious switch raises questions about the lengths companies will go to in the face of disaster. Was it a clever ruse, or just a tragic twist of fate? The mystery deepens as we explore the shadows of maritime history. As I delve into the archival documents, the staggering insurance payouts to the White Star Line after the Titanic disaster raise eyebrows. Witnesses from that fateful night reported peculiar inconsistencies. Crew members noted differences in the ship's layout, while survivors claimed the lifeboats were marked Olympic. Coincidence? Or could this be evidence of a hidden agenda? The more I uncover, the more questions arise. What if the Titanic was never meant to sink? What if it was all part of a larger scheme? The truth may be lurking beneath the surface, waiting to be revealed. What if I told you that the fate of over 1,600 passengers from that tragic disaster remains shrouded in mystery? It's chilling to think that so many lives could simply vanish without a trace. Some believe they were lost to the depths, while others speculate about secretive cover-ups or even alternate realities. Could it be that they were swept away by the ocean's fury? Or is there a more sinister explanation lurking beneath the surface? The unanswered questions haunt us. Where did they go? And why has no one found any evidence? The truth might be more unsettling than we can imagine. What if I told you that the fate of as the Titanic fades into the depths of history, a chilling question lingers. Were all the passengers truly aboard? Some theorists suggest that high-profile figures, like J.P. Morgan, mysteriously canceled their trips at the last moment. Was it just a coincidence, or did they possess knowledge of the impending disaster? Imagine the whispers in the elite circles, a secret warning that spared them from a tragic fate. The more we dig, the more unsettling the possibilities become. What if those who vanished from the manifest knew something we still don't?
Imagine a world where the elite have access to secrets that the rest of us can only dream of. J.P. Morgan, a titan of industry, had a ticket for the Titanic, yet he never boarded. Was it mere coincidence, or did he know something we didn't? As whispers of impending doom circulated, could it be that a select few were tipped off, allowing them to escape the tragedy while countless others remained oblivious? It raises unsettling questions about privilege and foreknowledge. Who else might have been warned, and at what cost to those left behind? The truth may be buried beneath layers of history, but the implications are chilling.
As the Titanic sank, chaos reigned, but amidst the turmoil, whispers of a secret rescue emerged. Could some passengers have been discreetly whisked away, hidden from the world? Imagine the lifeboats, not just filled with the desperate, but also with those who had powerful connections. A cover-up orchestrated to protect reputations and fortunes. Why would they risk it? Perhaps to shield influential families from scandal, or to ensure that vital information about the ship's flaws never surfaced. The icy waters claimed many, but what if the true story lies buried beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered? Let's follow the money. Picture this: the Titanic, a marvel of engineering, sinking beneath the waves. But what if it was more than just a tragic accident? Some believe it was a calculated move in a larger scheme. Wealthy opponents of the Federal Reserve, like Benjamin Guggenheim and Isidor Straus, perished that fateful night, while powerful banking elites survived. Their deaths cleared the path for a centralized banking system, reshaping America's financial landscape forever. Was it mere coincidence, or a sinister plot to eliminate dissent? The truth may be buried deep beneath the ocean's surface, just like the Titanic itself. Three influential men, John Jacob Astor IV, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus, opposed the Federal Reserve and tragically perished on the Titanic. Their untimely deaths raise unsettling questions. Were they targeted for their beliefs? Astor, a real estate mogul, and Guggenheim, a mining tycoon, both had the wealth and influence to challenge the banking elite. Straus, co-founder of Macy's, was a vocal critic of centralized banking. Some argue their demise cleared the path for the Federal Reserve's establishment in 1913, paving the way for a new financial order. Were they silenced to secure a future that favored the few over the many? Was the Titanic sinking merely a tragic accident? Or was it a pivotal moment in a larger financial conspiracy? Picture this: a secretive meeting of powerful bankers just days before the disaster, discussing the establishment of the Federal Reserve. Three prominent opponents of this central banking system were aboard the Titanic. Their untimely deaths cleared the path for a financial revolution. Coincidence? Or a calculated move to reshape America's economy? As we delve into the shadows of history, the lines between fate and design blur, leaving us to question the true cost of progress. The official story tells us that the Titanic tragically struck an iceberg, but what if that iceberg never existed? Some skeptics argue there's a surprising lack of solid evidence supporting this collision. They point to the absence of ice debris and the ship's relatively calm voyage before the disaster. Could it be that the Titanic's fate was sealed by something else entirely? Mechanical failure, human error, or even a cover-up? The mystery deepens when we consider the inconsistencies in survivor accounts. As we dive into this enigma, we're left questioning, what really happened on that fateful night?
Dramatic sonar images reveal the Titanic wreck, but what if the story we know is just a facade? Researchers argue that the damage to the hull doesn't match an iceberg collision. Instead, they suggest a more sinister possibility: sabotage or an internal explosion. Could it be that the iceberg was merely a convenient cover for a deeper conspiracy? Imagine the implications: an unsolved mystery lurking beneath the waves, challenging everything we thought we knew about that fateful night. What really happened to the Titanic? The truth may be more chilling than we ever imagined.
Imagine the Titanic, a marvel of engineering, sailing smoothly through the icy waters. Yet, survivors claimed they never saw the iceberg. How could that be? This raises unsettling questions. Was it truly an accident, or could there have been something more sinister at play? Some theorists suggest that the ship's fate was orchestrated, a deliberate act hidden beneath the surface. With fragments of the hull now analyzed, we must wonder, what secrets do they hold? Could the truth about that fateful night be more shocking than we ever imagined?
The Titanic wreck, discovered in 1985, reveals astonishing mysteries. Scientists found evidence suggesting the ship broke apart in multiple sections, challenging the long-held belief that it sank whole. Even more intriguing are the peculiarities in its construction. Some researchers speculate that it might not have been the Titanic at all, but rather the Olympic that met its fate that fateful night. This raises questions about identity and history. What if we've been remembering the wrong ship? The deeper we dive into these mysteries, the more we uncover about that tragic night and the legacy of the Titanic. The Titanic's sinking remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Conspiracy theories swirl around ship switches and hidden agendas, while questions about the iceberg itself linger. Did it even exist? As we explore the wreckage, we uncover not just the ship, but the enduring legacy of human ambition and tragedy. The Titanic isn't just a story of a ship, it's a reflection of our deepest fears and hopes. Its tale captivates our imagination, reminding us that some questions may never be answered, yet the legend will live on forever.
What if I told you that the Titanic's sinking might not be the whole story? Over 1,600 passengers vanished without a trace that night, leaving behind countless theories and mysteries. Some believe there were cover-ups, while others speculate about alternate fates. Could it be that the truth lies beneath the waves, hidden with the wreck? The Titanic story is more than just a tragedy. It's a puzzle waiting to be solved. What do you think happened? Share your thoughts below.